Hello everyone, I'm Adam with AEW Maine Treasure Adventures. Today, we're in Dover Foxcroft, Maine, in the Piscataquis River. I don't know a lot of people that get excited about hanging out with some sea lampreys, but I do. I know I'm weird. Whatever, let's get right into this. Sea lampreys, or their scientific name Petromyzomarinus, are native to Maine and are key species in the state's rivers. They are jawless vertebrates that look like eels, though they're only distantly related. They have disc-like mouths, rings of teeth, and 7 gill holes along their heads. They are slimy at the touch, move mostly at night, and have interesting-looking eyes. The average lifespan is 8 to 9 years. Due to their similar body shapes, lampreys are sometimes incorrectly called lamprey eels. Maine sea lampreys are one of nearly 50 lamprey species in rivers and coastal seas around the world. Did you know that a single female sea lamprey can produce up to 100,000 eggs, but only about 10% of those eggs survive to become new sea lampreys? After spawning, female lampreys often die. Marine lampreys are keystone species. As larvae to small lampreys, they provide food for everything from insects, birds, fish, frogs. Adult lampreys have fewer predators, like catfish, northern pike, bald eagles. To humans, may consume adult sea lampreys. For people, lamprey rice is one of the most important dishes in Portuguese cuisine. Lampreys are also a traditional delicacy in Sweden, Russia, Lithuania, Estonia, Japan, and South Korea, just to name a few places. As far as cooking them, they can be fried, baked, are among some of the best ways to cook lampreys. Lampreys aren't harmful to people in general and would never purposely go after people. A bite won't be fatal, but it can be painful, and untreated wounds could lead to infection. Sea lampreys don't pose a threat to people. They aren't interested in us, and human bites are rare. Most happen from people picking them up and not knowing how to properly handle them. It's pretty cool to see them up this far from the ocean now. For a long time, very few could make their way up this far because of the dams that were blocking their paths. Versus a couple hundred years ago, before dams were put in, lampreys were abundant in rivers not just through Maine, but many other states. Matter of fact, a total of 2,119 dams have been removed in the United States. Thanks to one of Maine's initiatives to remove some of our river dams and restore to the natural state, Maine has removed 80 dams between 1912 and 2023, as the majority of these dams are no longer serving the purpose for which they were constructed and/or are deteriorating and in need of significant repairs. Dilapidated dams pose safety hazards and can threaten the communities that are close to the riverbanks if one ever let go. These projects re-establish migration corridors. They have really helped the Atlantic salmon population recover. Striped bass, blueback herring, alewife, sea lampreys, and other species will gain from having more habitats and spawning grounds recovered. Even though most would say lampreys are ugly and scary looking, they actually pose multiple benefits for other animals and people as a food source. They have also helped people with cancer research. As if you needed yet another reason to love sea lampreys, they use their mouths to move stones in the stream bed, carefully constructing spawning nests, which also benefit many other species, including Maine's endangered Atlantic salmon. Here is some video showing the lampreys moving some larger rocks out of the spawning areas. Sea lampreys have been around for a long time. They have remained largely unchanged for more than 340 million years. Since the Paleozoic era, they have survived through at least 4 major extinction events. Along with their cousins, the hagfish, lampreys are the only jawless vertebrates still in existence. Lampreys predate you, me, and the dinosaurs. The species is older than most trees. They're one of the oldest species of animals on Earth. Sea lampreys can be male or female, depending on their growth rate. Here are some ways to tell the difference between male and female lampreys. Male sea lampreys have a slightly larger head and gill area compared to the rest of their body, while female sea lampreys' head and gill area appear to be the same size as their body. Relaxed female sea lampreys have a soft ventral area due to eggs. Female sea lampreys show connective tissues that separate muscle segments and usually appear as white or cream-colored lines. Male lampreys usually do not. And the number one way that I can tell them apart is during the spawning season. Male sea lampreys develop a ridge or rope along the dorsal area in front of the dorsal fin. Here is one more super duper interesting fact about lampreys. In their native environment, the Atlantic Ocean, sea lampreys are parasites that latch onto whales and sharks, sucking their blood and eating their flesh. They can use their sharp tongues to rasp through the fish's skin and scales. Then they secrete an enzyme to prevent blood from clotting, similar to how a leech feeds. Sea lampreys are not parasites while they are in fresh water. In fact, they are no longer parasitic when they ascend Maine's freshwater rivers to spawn. I'll stop talking now, so we can just watch some of the video of the sea lampreys doing their thing to make the spawning beds perfect. For me and all my sea lamprey friends, AEW out.